Sand is much below this level. I already trained with sand. This is iron palm training. Sand is what you start with, bro. But there are levels above sand. That's just one aspect, microfracture. But guess what? There's more. There's more to it. If you want to know about more about iron palm, go check out my playlist. Mr. Tony, again, the sand is just basic level. I'm very sorry for that. Sand is, of course, it makes your hands strong. Wood can make your hands strong as well. So, but this is a granite stone. And it's not just bones that are involved. Again, if you want to understand more, go check out my playlist. No, I'm actually not hitting it hard. That's the thing. There's methods to this, right? But again, this is not how you start. If you want to start iron palm training, I have videos for that as well. Go check out my playlist. Because for this, you need a special liniments, herbal liniments. Thank you, bro. Today, because I've been training all week, it's about a 2. But again, the pain I feel now is not the pain I felt when I started some years ago. So but again, this is where herbal liniments, qigong exercises, and recovery come into play. I don't know, do you actually do push-ups or do you just press your fingers all day? Thanks for the likes, guys. Appreciate it. I was live yesterday hitting this. I was live the day before. So this is not fake. I can't just fake through this pain. No injuries. Fingers are straight. Full dexterity. Yeah, I'm glad you feel better, Mr. Birdie. Now go hug your mom. I don't know if she gave you love today. I'm glad you feel better. I tried once doing with a wooden stick on my shin, because you don't start with a wooden stick. You don't start with something solid. Mr. Tony, what is wrong? Please explain yourself. If you guys want to start iron palm, I have free videos. You can go check it out. Go check out my playlist. I already set everything up. Mr. Tony, I'm waiting your answer. Because I want to see what you do actually. If I go to your channel, what do I find? What do I find? Oh, gotcha. Hold on, someone said F. Yeah, Leon, you can't do that. You gotta start with, you gotta start hitting heavy bags, pads, do your runs. That'll condense or densify your shin bones and your tissue. And then from there, you can start with bamboo, right? You can get a bundle of bamboo, right? I already have videos on that as well. But you can't start with something solid. You're gonna break your shins. Your tibia and fibula are very delicate, especially if you don't have an ointment. That's for sure. Yeah, heavy bag doesn't hit back either, brother. That's some A-class logic. How's it going? Scientifically, again, this guy never heard of Davis Law or Wolff's Law. Why even argue with a GMO? Scientifically, there was no reason to keep 6 feet apart, but I bet you did that as well. Oliver, I'm glad you feel better. Now I think your mom left you out a glass of warm milk. Go feel a little better. I'm training because I've been training. Because I love Kung Fu. I didn't know that you need other reasons. That progress scientifically, muscles that are made out of steroids are 100%. Why do people argue? I've never taken anabolics in my life. I am insecure. Interesting. Well, you can leave then. I'm glad you feel better after your comment. This trains iron palm, okay? You're building your limbs. Learn judo. I know some judo, kiddo, but great to be presumptuous. Very masculine. Thank you, Christopher. Nobody does kung fu fights in the streets anymore. I don't call them fights, they're altercations, yeah? I know quite a few, about 5. I love Jeet Kune Do, but again, it depends what kind of kung fu, right? But I've trained Jeet Kune Do. I love it. It's a hybrid, right? It's about taking things that are useful, discarding what is useless, right? So I can't say for sure. You know, it's just my opinion. But for me, with the system that I'm training for 3.5 years, I find it the most effective because it includes iron palm training. If Jeet Kune Do were to have iron palm training, which it doesn't, but if it were under some instructor, they would have to get that from another system. They don't actually have that. They never cultivated it, right? That comes from Kung Fu. Even karate iron palm, like Goju Ryo, they derived that from Kung Fu. Right? Anybody knows karate knows that karate came from Okinawa, which actually before that came from Southern Shaolin. Do I watch UFC? Not anymore. Yeah, of course. This guy, I have videos. This guy, very good tool. As a boxer, I like Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do. Yeah, I started with Wing Chun actually, 13 years ago. I started with Wing Chun, and then in that system, I did also Jeet Kune Do because the Sifu knew Jeet Kune Do. But again, everything is not there. So after that, I had to go to Muay Thai, boxing, kickboxing. Okay. Because you need to know how to fight. You need to know what it is to get kicked, to get hit, to grapple. Wing Chun doesn't have all that. But if you use certain, like you said, Pak Sao, Tan Sao, even Bong Sao, I've seen Lomachenko use Bong Sao in a pro fight. Appreciate the likes, guys. Thank you. No, not Genjutsu. No, I don't know what that is actually even. Nice. Nice, Jay. Sounds good. Thank you, appreciate it. Mr. William, I have all kinds of videos of me hitting the dummy, but again, I'm not a performance monkey, yeah? So somebody just asked me, hey, do this, do that. I'm not gonna just stop my training and do that. My hands are just no purple and blue bruising. Okay, fingers are straight. I'm just reading comments, and then I'm getting back to my training. And then again, if I ignore comments, people complain. So at the same time, I can't please everyone. Some say I'm just hitting a rock. Others can see what is really happening. Again, I'm not here for the masses. In the stone is a big diamond. I'm not going to share my routine, but I incorporate striking, strength and conditioning, and most importantly, what I don't show is Qigong meditative breathing. Various exercises, not just sitting still, but certain Qigong sets. And of course, I'm showing a bit of my conditioning. No, the rock, this is a granite stone. You can't break this. Or else I would have got a river rock. A river stone, a basic river stone. I'm glad you feel better, Chase. Now go to your mother. She left out you some warm milk. You might feel better after that, kiddo. It's before 12, and guys, your blood pressure is up. Don't focus on me. Focus on your cortisol. Qigong increases vitality in general, but yes, Qi energy, what they call bioelectricity, magnetic energy. Okay, we're electric beings. I don't know if people knew that, right? That's what they discovered. So you have bioelectricity. You can conduct. Okay, and also Qigong helps with stagnation, meridian stagnation, blood stagnation, right? Pretty much, as I said, increasing overall vitality, right? But it improves recovery time as well. And I would say most importantly, it detoxes the filth from your mind. Yeah. Today we're bombarded with all kinds of advertisements and influences. Every day, as soon as you wake up and you open your phone. Yes, that's what exactly I just said, energy. About 40 minutes to an hour. Recovery time of what? Exactly what you said. Flesh, blood, fascia, right? Your mitochondria down to your cells. Your ligaments, your tendons, your capillaries, everything. Do I have a goal for martial arts? My goal is just to keep training. I love martial arts. I think doing that much conditioning isn't that necessary. It's not. I never said it was. Is there a big bold text that says this is necessary? At the same time, this is just a higher level of kung fu. That's it. You can do a cotton bag with rice or beans, and you can get a pretty hard fist. Okay. Never mind if you start hitting wood. You're already above the average man. Doing the wrist now. Well, where did you begin learning? From my sifu, who's in Taiwan. So there's a way Qi can actually help in combat. Of course, first you have to learn health Qigong. What they call Baduan Jing, which is muscle tendon pulling. Certain exercises, you open your joints, you let the Qi in. Okay, you develop strong tendons and ligaments, or I should say healthy. And then you go to the Yin Jing, which is muscle tendon changing or sinew changing. You develop thick tendons, muscle fibers, and that's called fighting Qigong, okay, or hard style Qigong. If you have the right method, Ahmed, then no, because again, this is not my first year. Look at my hand. Yeah, there's no deep black and blue bruising. I don't have big calluses, strange things that you see other people have. Practice and retention is 100% a prerequisite of iron palm training. So yes, that's another thing that people don't realize. It's not always about competing. Amazing journey, 100%, 1000%. Steven Seagal, what do you mean by legit? This is the thing that I always find entertaining, because a lot of people talk crap about him. At the same time, he's a big guy. People forget that. He's over 6 feet tall. So if you really roll up on him, he knows how to throw a good punch. And if he takes you down, you know, on cement, you're going to get hurt. Now, do I think he's a legit striker or martial artist? That's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't think he's... I think he's very full of himself, character-wise. You know, there's many bad stories about him, but that's not for me to judge, you know. But at the same time, if people roll up on him, he's like 6 foot, what, 4? Yeah, so good luck. Do I like MMA? I do. To be honest, I reckon Michael J. White, of course, he's a legit martial artist. Michael J. White, this guy has a harder kick than Joe Rogan, spinning back kick, right? So he grew up in the streets. He knows street fighting, and he knows martial arts. So yeah, and he's very big. He's an athletic big guy. So what do you think? Who's your favorite MMA fighter? I would say between Anderson Silva and Fedor Emelianenko. No, I don't kick the rock, no. Yuri Boyka. I know the actor Yuri Boyka, yeah. Yeah. Again, people don't realize Bruce Lee, as small as he was, he had a bag that weighed, I believe, 700 pounds. It was a custom-made bag, and he could actually kick it and make it move. So that should show you something. I'm glad you feel better, my guy. We're doing iron palm training, Eric. Bruce Lee can beat anyone in the world. I don't know about that. How this helps me? This is part of iron palm training. If you want to understand iron palm training, I have playlists on my channel for in-depth understanding. What it's for, what it's used for, why we practice it, why we practice Qigong. Take care, bro. Iron palm is a Shaolin conditioning method. I appreciate John Jones as an athlete, as a martial artist, coming from the fact that he had almost zero martial arts experience, and he learned very quickly on the fly. So I can't say I can't comment on his own personal characteristics, his own, you know, but yeah, I can appreciate his martial skills, right? I think anybody can watch a John Jones fight and appreciate his martial skills, even though they may hate him. So no, I don't fight, brother. I told you, this is my hobby. This is what I've been doing to make myself stronger. I was actually born very weak, constitution wise. Jones is my idol. I want to be just like him. I don't know if you want to be just like him. Tapuria needs to work on his wrestling, but if he can land some good strikes, he used PEDs. Yeah, there's all kinds of PEDs, right? There's PEDs that help you burn fat easier, then there's PEDs that give you more endurance, then there's anabolics, there's all kinds of stuff, right? Come on, man. That's... If John Jones just grabs Bruce Lee, you know what'll happen. You got anything to last longer in fights that's legal in nature? Natural boxing, amateur boxing? Sodium bicarbonate, yeah, baking soda does work. It delays lactic acid buildup. So sodium bicarbonate works. Then again, if you understand herbology, there's many natural things you can take that will just improve your energy. It'll boost your kidney powers. You can boost your VO2 max with Qigong, okay? Qigong improves your oxygen absorption and your oxygen utilization, right? Compound interest. Appreciate the likes, thank you. You would have to do your research, because there's a lot of charlatans that don't even teach you how to breathe properly. Look for a seafood that actually does it. I train people online, that's if you're interested, but again, do your own research, because there's many people you're going to train for a month and all they're going to teach you is breathe in, breathe out, feel the air. They won't even teach you certain exercises or tell you what you're doing, why you're even doing this exercise, what's the benefits. This is where internal alchemy comes into play. If you, like I said, check out my playlist to understand what you're really training Qigong for. Yeah, any kind of comments or questions, I always answer. So you can leave that on my videos. I'm not traditionally religious, no. Mr. Alper, auto spell is for free, brother. I don't know where you learned to put sentences together, but good morning. No, I'm not a fighter. Iron fist, iron palm, yes. Both hands, yeah. Some people do one hand for their own, I don't know what kind of reasons. But why would you not have both hands conditioned? How long have I been doing this? About almost 4 years. Do my hands ache? No. There's no pain. Fingers are straight. Okay? Full dexterity. If my hands were aching, I wouldn't do this. I'm hitting a granite stone. No, I don't. This is the hardest. Okay? Before the stone, I have a bag here, cotton bag, and inside you have gravel marble. Okay? Small pieces of marble. And then you hit something hard surface. My hands ache at the knuckle. I guess I got arthritis. It depends what you're doing. I don't know what kind of training you're doing. Again, people don't use certain liniments and herbal rubs to their own detriment. This is something that was once understood in martial arts. You would need that. Do some knuckle punch. Slapping a rock doesn't do anything. MMA post. My goodness, look at your channel, brother. Oh my goodness. You're giving me advice, but you're... that is hilarious. Yeah, you have a lot of crazy people today. Would you recommend this to someone with brittle bones? I broke my wrist when I was a younger guy. I would not recommend that. What I would recommend is strengthening your hand, making a certain liniment or buying something, and from there work up to the basic iron palm. Actually, let me block this weirdo too. I have trained Muay Thai, yes. These are actually my first Muay Thai shorts. $20 back in 2016. Can you believe that? To fight at the weight I'm currently at. Yeah. Again, if you're very slim and you have a hard time putting on weight, that may be a endocrine system issue. I've never trained Taekwondo legitimately, but again, Taekwondo, you need distance for it to work. It does not work in close quarter combat. $60 kilos, eh? What martial arts do? I do boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, Kung Fu, Jeet Kune Do. I've done Sambo, a little Jiu-Jitsu. Again, I like to mix up the modern striking with Kung Fu because I find that it works amazing. Well, you can start today. Running is good. Just the only thing is don't run too much on concrete. Taekwondo, nice. Try to do it on grass. My favorite kick is oblique or low side kick. I don't know what you mean by fair. A lot of people don't like them. I love the spinning elbow. Spinning elbows are peak. Very sneaky. Considering the fact that you can come from bottom up or from the top. Have you tried back kick? You mean like a spinning back kick? Of course. Hook kicks are fun too. Spinning is just you got to be careful. Make sure you know where where you're standing. I would never try that on the street Again, the low, right, oblique kick right above the knee works very well. Or even the low side kick. If you want, if you're facing a taller guy and he's coming in, you can go back and kick that way. No, I don't do that. The 360s, I don't really like those flashy kicks, but I like how they look, of course. And again, those work only when the person gives you distance. Yeah, it's a very fun warm-up. That's why I like it. Right after his iron palm especially. And yeah, the person said they can do a roundhouse. And then if they miss, do a side kick. That works well as well. But if you just go straight through, it won't work. You block. It's only if you go here, you catch yourself. Or even from here, you can go one, hook kick. What is hitting the rock with your hands strengthen? This is just for iron palm, for conditioning your hands so you can punch bare knuckle and you inflict certain strikes like a hammer fist without the big chance of hurting your own hand. At the very least hurting, if not breaking or fracturing. You have a lot of mentally unstable people today. As most days. Usually if I miss a roundhouse, I come back with a spinning hook kick. I've seen that one where it's cool. The guy, I think he does a switch and then spinning hook kick. So that one can catch people off guard too. If someone misses. Alright guys, thank you for today. I'm all done. Check out my playlist. Thank you for the likes, subscriptions. Have a wonderful day.